If you're after a graphics card that handles 1080p gaming and serious workloads without wrecking your budget, the GeForce RTX 3060 is hard to beat. Thanks to the 12GB of VRAM, the RTX 3060 stays relevant even in newer games that demand more memory. After extensive research, I picked the 3 best RTX 3060 cards, each with its own twist on size, cooling, and design. Let's see how these 3 cards compare, and why they just might be your next best upgrade. Before we get started, prices and all graphics cards mentioned in this video are in the description. Number 3. Asus Phoenix GeForce RTX 3060 V2. The general trend with graphics cards is that they're getting unnecessarily bigger. Some manufacturers overbuild their cooling systems without thinking of a more efficient solution. The Asus Phoenix RTX 3060 V2 is the exact opposite, and an answer to the question, how much is enough? Calling it small would be an understatement. This is a dual-slot card that's absolutely tiny at just under 7 inches, or 177mm, and is compatible with virtually every single PC case. At first glance, it looks like an ITX PC builder's dream come true, but the Phoenix is not truly a dual-slot card, because the fan shroud does stick out a little into the third slot. Typically, this is not an issue, but be warned, as any PC case that has restrictive space for dual-slot graphics cards only will be incompatible with this card. The extra vertical thickness is due to the fact that Asus did not want to compromise on the cooling whatsoever. The overall build quality and thickness of the heatsink gives me a lot of confidence, and despite only having a single fan to cool itself, the Phoenix cooler proved to be just as good as a regular 2-fan cooler. Under full load, the card is barely audible and is consistently under 60 degrees Celsius during gaming, which is mighty impressive. Initially, I expected the card to either have higher temperatures or a loud fan to compensate for its smaller size, but I think the thicker heatsink is doing a lot of the heavy lifting. Speaking of games, the overall performance is very good. The biggest advantage this card has is its 12GB VRAM buffer, which ensures a stutter-free experience compared to other cards in its price range. It can play every single new game at 1080p at 60 FPS with ease, especially with the highest quality textures. At 1080p, Cyberpunk 2077 can easily run at 60 FPS on the RTX 3060 with a mix of ultra and high settings without the use of DLSS. If I do compare this card to the competition, there is the MSI RTX 3060 Aero ITX, which looks like a perfected version of Asus's Phoenix cooler. It's slightly taller to accommodate almost the same amount of metal in the heatsink, which means near identical heat dissipation capacity. Since it's taller, there's also room to easily fit a larger fan that doesn't need to spin as hard to push the same amount of air. On top of that, this is a true dual-slot card with absolutely no protrusion, while maintaining the same length. Too bad that this card is twice as expensive as the Asus Phoenix. The true competition lies with the new Intel Arc B580. While it is a faster and newer GPU with the same 12GB of VRAM, the B580 has a major flaw. Its performance tanks with budget CPUs. Most online benchmarks of the B580 are done with the Ryzen 7 9800X3D, which is twice as expensive as both the RTX 3060 and the B580. If you pair the B580 with a budget CPU like the Ryzen 5 7600, it loses to the RTX 3060 by a massive margin, while the RTX 3060 performs almost the same. And it isn't just that. The Phoenix RTX 3060 has the most stable drivers and excellent support for AI and other productivity workloads. On top of that, some 3D applications only work on NVIDIA cards, so it becomes a requirement for many professionals. All in all, the RTX 3060 is the most affordable all-rounder card with a large amount of VRAM. It plays games well at 1080p and is a workhorse for 4K video editors, AI professionals, and 3D artists. If you want a card that can fit in the palm of your hand with all the mentioned advantages with a price under $300, then the Asus Phoenix RTX 3060 V2 is hard to beat. To sum up, what I like is the incredible build quality. It's one of the smallest cards, and the low temperatures. On the downside, it's not a true dual-slot card. Number 2. PNY Verto GeForce RTX 3060. The PNY Verto GeForce RTX 3060 isn't the prettiest graphics card, but it is solid with great build quality and low temps. It is under 10 inches long, but the PCB is only about half as long, while the hangover is there for a cutout that lets air pass through. This results in super low temperatures that only barely go past the 50 degrees Celsius mark, while the fans are almost completely inaudible. Combining this clever design with the fact that this card is a true dual-slot card means that even if there is little space between the card and the next PCIe device, it won't suffocate for cool air. Gaming performance is great for anyone targeting 1080p 60fps at high and ultra settings. The 12 gigs of VRAM comes in handy when trying to play games at higher resolutions and bigger textures. Star Wars Jedi Survivor, Starfield, Black Myth Wukong all run well at 60fps with no fuss. When it comes to the competition from Intel or AMD, while both have great gaming cards in this price range, they fail to overtake the RTX 3060 with a prominent lead. The RX 7600 is a fair bit faster, but its 8GB VRAM buffer starts to show signs of struggle when trying to push high-quality textures. Secondly, they lag behind productivity workloads, such as video editing and AI, because most of those cards are either stuck with low VRAM or are suffering from poor drivers. Now, as great as this card is, I think a lot of people would go for something that looks much better. This is why other RTX 3060 cards, like the EVGA XC and Gigabyte Windforce, are sought after due to their attractive design. I really wish PNY would have improved the design, because the cooler on the PNY Verto is much better than a lot of the other 3060s while managing to remain a true dual-slot card. Cards like the Asus ROG Strix and MSI Gaming X Trio offer the same level of cooling but are severely overbuilt and occupy far too much space in your PC case. In conclusion, the PNY Verto RTX 3060 is a utilitarian card that focuses on nothing but function over form. Under $300, it's one of the best options for those who take things seriously and have little time for punny antics. To sum up, what I like is the excellent build quality, its truly compact dual-slot size, and the very low temperatures. On the downside, unappealing looks and color. Number 1. Gigabyte Windforce OC GeForce RTX 3060. The Gigabyte Windforce OC GeForce RTX 3060 is an elegant card that offers everything in a single neat little package. Gigabyte proved that great things can come in small sizes and did an amazing job with this card by nailing every aspect. It's a true dual-slot card that's just under 200mm in length and needs a single 8-pin power connector. The backplate is built with solid metal, and even the fan shroud feels strong despite being made of plastic. What I really like about this card is that the design has so much personality and feels fun while balancing a serious and professional tone. Other than the fantastic build quality, the Windforce OC models are known for their great cooling on budget GPUs, but this one is a bit different. During an intense session of gaming, the temperatures will hover around the 70 degrees Celsius mark, while the fans stay whisper quiet. Sub-70 degree temperatures might not be a problem. In fact, even 80 degrees Celsius is a fine number, but I was hoping this GPU would run a bit cooler, considering it barely consumes 170 watts of power and uses 2 fans. I guess this is a small compromise that Gigabyte took to make a well-designed product. What doesn't disappoint at all is the performance. It's a remarkable card for 4K video editors thanks to the 12GB of VRAM. The large memory pool also comes in handy when loading massive textures and running games that have trouble running on cards with lower VRAM. Although I blame the games for being unoptimized, it is nice to have so much VRAM at a low price to not run into this issue. VRAM is obviously not everything, and the Gigabyte Windforce OC GeForce RTX 3060 does have some competition. Namely, the RX 7600 stands out as a competitor with slightly better performance and almost the same power consumption. At 1080p, intensive games like The Last of Us and Returnal both play at around 60 FPS on the RTX 3060, while the RX 7600 takes a small lead at around 65 FPS. However, in any scenario where there is ray tracing or there's a need for more than 8GB of VRAM, the RX 7600 falls flat. In conclusion, Gigabyte Windforce OC is the best RTX 3060 card in my opinion, with a neat design, compact size, and excellent build quality. At under $300, it's hard to find a card that's a prime jack of all trades, whether it's gaming or professional work. To sum up, what I like is the excellent build quality, its truly compact dual-slot size, and the wonderful design. On the downside, slightly higher operating temperatures. Thanks for watching. I hope this helped you figure out which is the right GPU for your build. Remember, you can check prices in the description below. And if you're interested in more PC building suggestions and hardware reviews, be sure to check out more of my videos. Before you go, please don't forget to like this video, subscribe to stay updated, and let me know your opinion and suggestions in the comments. See you in the next one.